Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spooty.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching us on YouTube, dudes, thank you so much for tuning in. It's really awesome. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. But you'll learn soon enough we are not toy experts.
What?
As much as these yahoos try to convince you they are not. We just like talking toys. We're just enthusiasts. Enthusiasts. That's right. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
I'm a real American hero. I'm Corey Canny.
It's right there. On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
I am also a real American
Nope, the only one.
hero.
Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
I'm Corey Canny. American hero. I'm real.
And
That was way too loud. Sorry.
It's like there's two of you in the room. It's uncanny.
My vision's going black.
And on drums, it's me, Jason, regretting all his life's decisions. And sharing my love of Transformers and all things accomplished. Dudes, BBTS, what's that stand for, Spooty?
Bobby Brown's tight sphincter.
Which Corey is it?
He's Corey, so I'm Spooty now.
Close. It stands for Big Bad Toy Store. And the next time you want to visit BBTS, just use our affiliate link, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it'll take you to the same Big Bad Toy Store you know and love. And doing it that way helps them know that we sent you there. So once again, edit those bookmarks to bbts.cracktasticplastic.com.
And for the love of God, don't Google Bobby Brown's tight sphincter.
No. This is a special episode because it's all about you, our fantastic listeners. We're thrilled to be tackling the questions that have been buzzing in our Cracktastic Plastic community.
Someone's crack.
It's like a virtual toy box of curiosity, and we're ready to unpack it all. Elgin's also going to take us on a tour of a store that's going to take us way back. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, whoa.
Whoa, man.
And you can all follow us on our social media platforms. God,
You'll get there eventually.
Sit next to this guy.
I didn't do anything this time.
Yeah, right. Anyway, you can check out all our links, cracktasticplastic.com. That's our website. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our other sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They have an armory, they got stickers, they got stuff. It's cool. They also have we have a monthly, I'm drunk, caption type or contest of any sort. Elgin, help me.
Every month we post a picture on our social media
Oh, we do.
outlet malls, and
So hard.
we post it so hard. And
That's not.
oh, okay.
And then we dance around it and people throw dollars at us.
Yeah. And if we like the dollars that you send us, we'll pick you and give you $5 back for toy hacks.
But not like real $5.
Yeah,
Virtual
it's like
$5.
if you like fake money,
That you
It's
can
like
use
that.
as real money.
yes. It's a coupon.
Toyhacks.com. All right, Jesus. Let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately.
So happy they don't listen to this.
I know.
They fast forward through.
Yeah.
Our tens of listeners are going to be so proud.
Or like, finally, they've lost it. Let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately in this awesome segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander! In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
Oh, I never thought I'd need to turn to Corey Canny to get us back on the rails. But Corey, please show us what you've been.
Hey, all right. I went to Ollie's.
Cool, Lucky.
Yeah, I didn't know there was an
We have
Ollie's
those
in
now.
Iowa City.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, an Ollie's appeared in Iowa City, so I went there after I had to go to the doctor.
Good story.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the doctor, and after I went to the doctor, I went to Ollie's in Iowa City, and I picked up a Hiss 3
Shit.
on clearance. It was, well, not clearance, on Ollie's price. It was like $13, I think,
Oh,
which is not as cheap as they were clearanced out at Walmart. I think at one point I got one for like $9 from Walmart.
but you need it
Sounds
for the
right.
Army.
But the blue one is the Hiss 3, and it's my favorite of the Hiss tanks.
Why?
As far as the original mold, I don't know. I just really like the blue, and I really liked, like, when you take the toy out, you can actually see there's like brownish, rusty looking, muddy looking details on the tracks and stuff like that. It's just like cool little touches like that. So that was my Hiss 3. Here you go.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've all seen one, but it was cool to find one, and they had like 10 of them on the shelf.
And you didn't buy 10.
Going
of them.
back.
I didn't buy 10. Next is, everybody knows that I have an affinity for shit figures, and also Frostbite, and this is the shittiest Frostbite that I've ever found. Like, it actually looks like he's got shit on his face.
And you're like, give me that frostbite.
Yeah. So I paid $4 for this on
Okay.
Facebook.
Seems like too much.
It was, yeah. He's terrible.
oh
He's
boy.
in terrible condition.
He's been.
Where
Oh.
was he on
the sun.
the faded?
I
Two
forgot
X.
about
Oh,
him.
his poor face.
I've actually had him for quite a while and forgot about him. And when I was looking for stuff for our top 5 episode, I found him on my bench and I was like, oh, I forgot about this guy.
I'll just throw this in the trash for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I have 20 more. I can make one. I can just let my dog crap on one for a week.
He's
And
wonderfully shitty.
yeah, he's terrible. He's like maybe worse than
That
that
might
ace
actually
that I
be shit
found.
on his head, though.
It might be. I haven't stuck it in my eye to find out whether it's gonna.
Give you pink eye.
I found this cool Jada,
Pink it.
Smokey and the Bandit, Firebird,
Oh, Firebird.
19, Trans Am Firebird, Pontiac Firebird. Anyway, from 1977. I mean, it's not. That's the year that the car was. Anyway, yeah.
They
I
had
like
Jada
Smokey and the
toys in
Bandit, and it's
1977.
cool.
Look at you getting these die cast.
Yeah, there's another Ollie's find. These Johnny Lightning cars. They're pretty cool. They're pretty detailed. It was $4 at Ollie's, and they're normally like 10. That was pretty cool. And when I was out with Russell a couple weeks ago, we went to a junk shop, and I found a couple of Hot Wheels from like, I think this one is from 98, and this one is from 2000. And
Wow.
it's
Vintage.
this one's like a
Kinda.
toxic biohazard removal thing, and the other one is just like some dumb thing. But they had 2 of them, so Russell and I had to get them and be like each other. And then they had a whole bin of Matchbox cars at Walmart last week for 70 cents.
Uh-oh.
I was like, oh shit, 70 cents. So I didn't go overboard. I bought like 10. But
Cases.
the thing I'm most excited about is these things. Have you seen these things?
No, what is it?
This, I'll show you what it is. It's a crappy thing I got on Amazon. But here's what you do with it, right? I'm actually going to open a car.
Okay.
Hold on. I bought like 6 of these to give one to each kid and one to Russell and one. So I got a bunch. It doesn't matter. You stick that in there, and then
It's
you
not gonna
close
fit.
it, and then it stretches and it latches shut. And then you got these cool little, I know. Yeah. So
And now
there's
it's
like a
safe.
cool way to display some of your more favorite Hot Wheels things. And GI Joes actually fit in these too. Like at a
Wow.
weird,
So you
at a
can-
weird angle, but yeah.
Suffocate your G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
How much do those?
You can find them. I don't know. They vary in price and size. Oh, that one's broken. It was probably broken when I got it. These are cheap. I got a 10-pack on Amazon for like $10. But you can get like 20 packs for that much on Temu.
And now Frostbite can't get any shittier.
Yeah, no, he's encased in
He's protected.
in cellophane, carbonite, whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought those were really cool.
I thought you were going to break it. And then
I saw them on like different Hot Wheels pages. Like, well, shit, I need to get some of those and try them out. And you can also buy them that have like a little base that you can so it'll just sit in like that on a shelf.
Good idea.
But yeah, like
I like when
they're pretty cool.
I like when you teach us stuff.
Yeah. So
We're learning.
these little Hot Wheels that I've gotten for you guys, and if I find some extras of these, I'll sling you some so that you can stick them in there and put them up on a shelf somewhere.
Cool.
Very cool.
I thought they were awesome. That's everything.
All right, Elgin, what have you got?
First time in ages I
been
actually had
wrestling.
some G.I. Joe stuff.
I know, it's great.
I have a bunch of wrestlers because I talked about Motu stuff all last episode, so I had to balance it out with
Yeah.
a bunch of these. Oh, what do we start with? I will start with these WWE Elite figures from the SummerSlam series from this year. These were a Build-A-Figure, which I didn't want to do, but ended up doing because I got them all on clearance. I got the
Of course.
yeah. So the one I really wanted was that Zeus figure, or Debo, or whoever you want to call him.
D-bag?
Yeah. That was the one that was on clearance. So I'm like, and then it's like, well, it's a Build-A-Figure, so now I have to get the rest of them, and was able to get all of them on clearance, either
Nice.
at $11 or $10. So basically, for the price of two figures, because they're like $22. Price of two figures, I got 5 figures.
Nice.
One of them is Dolph Ziggler. He no longer works for WWE. He got fired or released, or however you want to call it.
What
Which
did
is
he
bullshit.
do? They do that a bunch.
Oh, okay.
Their contracts come up and then they get released, and then they usually go to AEW or something like that.
I gotcha.
Some other competitor.
He's like the best wrestler they had.
He was
Dirk-
pretty good. He
Dirk
did
Diggler?
Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, okay.
Dirk Diggler.
Same thing.
But yeah, he's just kind of, he did a lot of work in ring stuff and just was underutilized and then got released. Something around there. So that's Dolph Ziggler. Then of course we have Jey Uso from the Bloodline. He is now broke from the Bloodline and is kind of doing his own thing as a face instead of being a heel. But this was him with the Bloodline. He has a twin brother, Jimmy Uso. So the Usos, along with Solo Sikoa, and Roman Reigns. They're all family. They're all related to The Rock and a whole bunch of other guys.
Someday I'm gonna have an ab crunch.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a total bro head sculpt.
Yeah,
Oh, bro.
he's got some like a
What's
mullet
up,
going.
Kyle? He looks like a Kyle.
Yeah. So that's Jey Uso. And then of course they had to have a Hulk Hogan figure
Sure.
Had to.
because it's every line they have to have another Hulk Hogan figure. But this is actually my first Elite Hulk Hogan figure, also from SummerSlam. So the clothes that he's wearing are army related, so I'm like, well, he'll fit in with all my G.I. Joe Classified.
Mm-hmm.
So he only wore this outfit in a promo. He never wore it any other thing other than a promo with the Ultimate Warrior in like 1991 or 92 for SummerSlam. It was the promo for SummerSlam when he was gonna be in a tag team match with Ultimate Warrior,
Do you have?
and he wore that.
Do you have a Sergeant Slaughter figure?
I do not.
Oh, because
I
that would
wanna
be
get
really
the-
cool to have the
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter.
I have one
figure.
on my wish list,
Yeah.
on my regular wish list. I don't know if it's on my
Cracktastic Plastic.
I don't know if it's on the Cracktastic one. It might be. But
Yeah, putting
It's on
him
my
in
regular
some
one.
putting him in some wrestling poses.
Yeah.
And shit with.
But that mask comes off, and his little head rag comes off as well.
Do-rag. Oh my
do-rag.
God, his eyes are all fucking googly.
Yeah, and they're like crazy eyes. And it's
They're not going the same direction.
like,
That's why they put the mask on.
yeah. And anyway, so with all those 4 figures, then you basically could make a Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig
Oh.
figure. as his
Yeah.
basically this outfit that he's wearing, this all black outfit, he wore in a promo. Basically for like Sunday night or Saturday night fights. He wore that a lot for those promos. Never really wore it for a lot of other stuff.
And he's pointing at his wiener.
Yeah. Tragically died at age 44 from
Look at my
cocaine
wiener.
intoxication.
Yeah, which that Hulk Hogan looks like he's on cocaine.
Yeah.
It
Is
does.
also
Holy crap.
is also my I think of him as my the Thunder in Paradise Hulk Hogan from the 90s TV show. So those are all my elite figures. So now this is my first Build-A-Figure, which we may talk again later on Build-A-Figures if we ever do that episode.
Brandon.
Yeah. Also have some of the WWE Superstars. These are the 5.5 inch line, kind of continuing on with the WWE Eternia, but since that line is over, they've kind of continued it with just like the
Wrestlers with
retro
the
wrestlers. Yeah.
Retro sculpts.
So of course they have to have a Hulk Hogan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is more of the face Hogan of the classic with the yellow and his red
Now-
jumpsuit
He looks
and everything.
comfortable.
And soft goods jumpsuit.
That
His
one looks
weight
like
belt.
it's stuffed full of tissue paper too. Like he made toilet paper muscles.
Yeah. All the soft good stuff comes off. It's all Velcro together and stuff with his pants and shirt and he has a little necklace and
It
a
looks like the-
headband.
Looks like the little brother from Christmas Story.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got there is supposed to be a chase variant of that with the blue shoes and blue trunks, which the only way you'd be able to see it is like looking at the underneath of the package to look at that. And that's kind of the no holds barred version of that figure, I guess.
It's interesting to see the different head sculpts for the same figure because, like,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
look at it and you know it's him, but there's a pretty big difference in the head sculpt.
Yep. Yeah, it's it's kind of crazy. Of course, and then we also have another Mr. Perfect, another Kurt Hennig, kind of in his classic onesie that he wears. In
You know, a lot of comments on your video.
So with this other Hogan,
Yes.
like so
Google
his
yeah,
hair
Mhm.
is partly molded and then partly painted,
Yes.
which just means that he saw this figure and like threw such a
Give
big
me more
fit
hair.
about his hair actually looking like it looks in real life, and that they painted on more hair and gave 2 little pieces on the top.
Yeah, it's
What a dick!
yeah, yeah. Anyway, here's another Kurt Hennig, and he's got the Intercontinental Championship belt with him as well, which you can remove, and his little soft goods,
He's very happy about his hair.
yeah, onesie can come off as well.
Yeah, swap their heads because
Yeah,
that one's so much better.
yeah. And then we have a Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam.
And his soft goods, his like a Guy Fieri shirt can come off.
He's got his tattoos.
And he's got his tattoos on his head and his arms and everything. Which that
This
seemed like
belt
I've
looks
heard a
great.
lot.
There's a lot of good detail in
Exactly.
that belt.
I think when I first saw Bam Bam when I was a kid, I
Uh-huh.
didn't understand the head tattoo. I
Right.
didn't know what it was. Why is
Yeah.
his head so weird?
He was always my favorite in the NES game.
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania game to play with because he could do like a reverse like punch, like he could punch backwards of stuff.
So while you're running away.
Yeah. So that was always, and he does a headbutt and stuff too. And of course, then we have the other tag team partner of Earthquake. We have Typhoon, Mr. Fred Ottman, who's still alive.
And they gave him a
doing
belly.
shows. And they made him a larger figure, like they did with Earthquake as well,
Which is kinda
nice.
awesome.
Which is nice that they've done for these larger wrestlers. They're making the torso sculpt a little bigger as well to kind of. And those two guys, the Natural Disasters tag team.
Yeah, he's got a total dad bod.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people use this Typhoon torso with He-Man, like he's like let himself go.
That's good.
Because under the soft goods, it's just a flesh color.
Yeah, it's just a
like
big
he just
belly.
he just has his regular tights, trunks. On Earthquake, they've painted his blue onesie along because he comes with the soft goods that's a different color because when he was a tag team he had a different color, and then when he was solo he had a different color.
Dad bod He-Man.
But yeah,
That's
I've
good.
seen him use that and just like plunk plunk an Origins He-Man head on there and call it good. And put his little harness on and everything. It kind of fits. But that's all I have. All the wrestlers that I've collected so far.
Dang.
So
All right.
the line's
very-
growing. I'm still missing a few from this Superstars
Oh.
line. I'm missing
Okay.
Rowdy Piper, and I'm missing
Ooh, I want that one.
who else is in there? Vader, Big Bad Vader.
Did they do a
And
King Kong Bundy?
not yet, but they did a
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
not yet.
Dang it.
What's his name? Lou.
Albano.
Yes,
Captain Lou.
Captain Lou. They've done him, and
Rubber
Vader.
bands and
Vader, Albano. Yeah, and they even put like a little thing in this. And then there was one. I think that's it. The third. And then,
I'm
and
glad
then
that
Piper.
line's still going. That's cool.
Yeah, and Piper. So those are the three I'm still missing, I believe.
Awesome. And you're finding them all in stores.
I found all these at Walmart. All the Superstars in Walmart,
Superstars.
but not in Iowa.
Oh my gosh.
They've all been in Missouri. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Spoodamus.
I got things.
Yes, you
So I checked out the Five Below
Yeah.
that we just had.
I got
open.
some from there too, so.
And I didn't notice at the time that there's actually 4 of these.
Oh, damn it.
But I didn't see the 4th one anyway.
Okay.
So,
I guess.
so they're little Jada metal figs.
Cool. I didn't see those.
So
Jada
they're-
makes cool stuff.
So you got a Bumblebee, a Megatron, doing the all right fist. All right. And then Optimus Prime doing the double uppercut, hump your mom thing. I don't know what's going on there.
Victory. And then Primal's the one that you didn't get.
Then Optimus Prime was. Yeah.
Dang it, no Starscream. Those are cool. I'm going to guess what? $5?
$5 a piece.
Five Below. That's, yeah.
There's nothing below $5 in there.
We're happy our town's growing and got something like that.
And then I also got the War for Cybertron Generation Selects Hubcap, which is a retool of Bug Bite and Cliff Jumper and all that with a different head.
Oh, man. I have a hubcap story to tell you. What is that?
I got an egg.
It's not Easter. It's Christmas.
It's an egg.
It's a Christmas egg.
Okay.
It's like a Kinder egg, but scary.
So I guess it's a Menards.
What?
Yeah.
Toys? That's
so
awesome.
these are Mega Constructs
It's in the produce
aliens.
section.
Mega Construct. Still going.
And so they actually come with 2 little face huggers. There's 2 of them in an egg.
Okay.
And they come with some slime, which I'll just give to Corey
Don't eat it, Corey.
to play with. It doesn't really stick to your fingers, so.
Don't. Yeah, but what about your penis?
And like, so they're all like, it comes in a bag in there,
Why'd you smell it? Why?
Why
And
wouldn't you
You
smell it?
smell everything.
and it
Oh,
pretty much came off of all of them like real easy. So
that's good. Well, that's translucent. That red looks it from here.
yeah. some of
Whoa, Elgin's on it.
Yep.
To Menards after
it. And
this.
so like, yeah,
It's
there's 2
still
of them
open
in
at
each
11
egg.
o'clock at night.
9 p.m.
How much was that, Spoots?
They're like $5.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, there's
Must buy all.
3 sets of 2.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell them apart? Is that... Are they...
No,
oh,
they
that's-
all look the same.
So this is going to have like 14 of these eggs.
I mean, I'll you can work it out.
Yeah.
Right
Get
on.
some-
Right on.
get some-
Ah,
Hey, there we go.
captured.
Got him.
That's all I got.
Cool. Well, all right. Well, speaking of that Five Below, I got to, my job helped me get there on the first day, and I found this, and of all the ones of this size, I thought this was the least shitty. I mean, it's $5, and it's terrible. But it's Grimlock, so I got this Grimlock. It's basically like an Authentics mini size one. It's just not good. He looks fine in robot mode, but you'll see Spooty soon enough.
I'm like, he looks really familiar, and like I thought I might have had him before, so I didn't
Right.
grab him.
Right. It's
Looks like
your
a Dollar
General.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But it's in a weird size box, so it's a little different. I don't know. But yeah.
Corey's
That's
occupied.
no, that's
Wait,
fine. Yeah, and speaking of hubcap, I brought a hubcap today. G2 hubcap. Got these. Oh, whoa! He exploded.
Oh no, it popped open. They do that sometimes.
Okay. I got this G2 hubcap and Bumblebee. These were my last two of the mini bots from G2, and I got a nice little deal. And man, I've never felt one of these these little mini bots transform so smoothly. It's like they lubed them up or something. I don't know. It's amazing. Yeah, happy to find those. Just kind of tinkering with the G2 line. I was out by then. I was just too old, and I didn't really stick with it too much. So I love the G2 line it's like Ninja Force with G.I. Joe. It's just like, give me all the neon colors.
How old were you when the G2 stuff started coming out?
I had graduated, 93.
And so then how long was it before you started collecting stuff again?
At least till 2000-ish.
So not a long time.
Not a long time. I mean, if you count up how many toys were put out between that time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like just Beast
but
Wars
like,
just
I remember
started.
you,
I left
like,
Beast
in the She Swings days. I remember you buying stuff when we were on tour, like buying some toys
So that
here
was
and there.
2005 that
Yeah.
started. So
I didn't start until about Robots in Disguise.
2001.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was about 2000 when I
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
2000 is when I bought my first G.I. Joes again from Dollar General, too.
Speaking of Robots in Disguise 2001, RID 2001, this was definitely not Grail, but like he's just a rare guy. He just doesn't come up very much, and he squirts. That's pretty neat. He's got a little pumper there, but this hose notoriously breaks on all of them. But it's cool that it's there. It doesn't matter to me that it's broke really, but it's just this neat mold. He's called Bludgeon, and he clearly looks like a G2, like a G2 Megatron.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, there is a G2 Megatron.
Yep. So, but they repainted him this weird yellow and green, this John Deere Megatron here, and called him Bludgeon. But yeah, he's hard. He's not common. So I've been trying to work on my RID 2001 line, and he's just one of the last ones I got to get. So I was really happy to find him. Macari guy helped me work. He just made me a deal, and it was pretty nice.
And you got both missiles.
Had both missiles. Yeah, he's in great shape, and super stoked to have him. Yeah, all vintage tonight-ish.
Have you had any bad experiences with Mercari yet?
Not Mercari yet. I had an eBay one recently, but
I've had two that they weren't like bad experiences, but like I bought a thing and then total ghost from the seller.
no,
Just never shipped it.
that's a bummer.
You get your money back, but like,
Still.
yeah, they just never shipped it. I was like, oh, cool. And then
Thanks.
it's listed again a week later for like $10 more or something.
No, mine was I bought basically Temu, but for eBay. This from China. I got a G1 hubcap, which is just yellow
Yeah.
version of hubcap.
Can I see this?
Oh yeah,
And
and it took fucking forever. Like I wished it was just on Temu, because that's like 8 days. I can live
Right.
with that.
Sure.
But this was 18 days before I bought it till it got to me.
Wish doesn't take that long.
And then it gets to me after waiting 18 days, and it's Bumblebee.
Oh.
And I said, "You sent me the wrong toy." He's like, "Huh? This is what it says, a little yellow car." I'm like, "They're both little yellow cars. Look,
Yeah.
this one says Bumblebee." Yeah. Anyway. And then he's like, "Oh, can I give you a refund?" I'm like, "Yes, or send me the right thing. I want the car." He's like, "I'll do half." I'm like, "No, you want me to send it back to China?" And he's like, "Nah, that's a bad idea. I'll just refund you." And then he ghosted me. And then eBay gave me my money back. So, but
You want me to fix that?
yeah, if you think you got the hose for it,
Yeah, I think you can get that.
Got those.
it's a much thicker hose than you might think. So even if it has to extend and there's a weird splice
like
in there,
a-
I don't care. So
There's a type of hose you can get for like fish tanks and stuff. That's about
Even
that
if
size.
it's bigger and you just put it over it,
Yeah.
you know, and it just
Yeah.
puts it together, I don't really care, but it'd be cool to have it together. But I got this another line I didn't want to really start collecting on, but there's only like 15 toys in the line. It's Machine Wars, and this here is Sandstorm. Machine Wars is basically American versions of late G1 European release onlys.
I was going to say that looks a lot like G1 engineering.
Yep, it's so everything that's in Machine Wars, which was put out in what was that? What was that little toy store that was very popular for a long time? Gosh.
KB?
Yes. This is a KB exclusive toy line. And so they took late G1 toys that were only released in Europe, brought them to America, repainted them, and called them names that's like, what? Like there's this little tiny Mega. Doesn't make any sense.
I have him too. I just
Sky
don't have
Gary.
the missiles or the guns.
Yeah, and I've just come across him. He had both his missiles, the stickers, everything's in great shape. I'm like, I'll do it. Because I recently got the
Fine.
Starscream and a couple of the cars, and I'm like, maybe because the line's so small, it's like, all right, I'll try it. So, yeah, and then all I can think about is when we went down to Missouri,
That sound wave.
that sound wave in the box.
Still there.
For cheap. I know. Maybe we should go back. Anyway.
Okay.
He'll sell it to you online.
And then,
That's
will he?
true, yeah.
I'll ask
Yeah,
him.
just message him and say, hey, I want that. He'll send it to you.
And so, at the same time I ordered that hubcap, I ordered some other knockoff stuff. Before that, because I got that knockoff stuff, I made an order from Toy Hacks. I haven't done some Toy Hacks in a while. Our sponsor, toyhacks.com.
Yeah.
And so I just had some like really naked toys that just needed a little spice up here. We got Scoop, this is G1 Scoop, and then Spooty had recently gotten Cup that had like all his stickers on it, and mine was nothing at all, and I was so
Is that
jealous.
G1?
Yep,
Okay.
these are G1s, and so it's crazy how actually many stickers are on the front of Cup there, and they both had some okay original ones that I left on there, but most like all those on the front are all new Toy Hacks, and they're really dead on. It's
cool.
awesome. But the main reason did an order from Toy Hacks is because I've been trying like hell to get a G1 Bruticus, and these sons of bitches, they don't go under 150,
Right.
and that's for like worn, no guns,
Right.
no nothing. And so I'm like, well, these knockoffs have been treating me good quality-wise lately, so I'm just going to do it. So for $80, I get this brand fucking new G1 Bruticus, and the quality of the plastic and the toys are exact.
Is it
Really,
Temu?
this wasn't Temu; it was just another eBay seller.
Okay.
And this comes in a neat gift set box,
Are the colors the same as the original?
but I opted for a non-box for way cheaper, even because I'm like, I can't display this box. Yep, the colors are all right, and so but the stickers that came with the knockoff were just off.
Stupid.
They were, I mean, besides being cut weird, but like half of these purple Decepticon stickers went red, and it's like, well, then it's obvious.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't care when I look on the shelf, I'm gonna be like, that's fucking Bruticus, man. This is
Yeah.
awesome. So I spent the last day just me and the ring light and some tweezers and
Nice.
just no pants. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And so like
Even though you've got really comfortable, stretchy pants.
I know. Get them off. But like brand new G1 toy, complete with all the guns, with all the foots on
Do
backwards.
you feel this? Did you feel the same way when you opened up that as you did when you opened up Starscream, or is it different because Starscream is something you had when you were a kid?
I think just because Starscream is more special and the toy of Starscream is more important. He's a leaner. Gotta be careful.
That's probably why the foot was backwards.
Yeah, that
Oh,
might be.
Yeah.
But I love him, and I love the toy, and I love Starscream created these characters, which is neat too. So Bruticus, what were you gonna say, Spoonie?
Did you get the ramp with them too?
Yep, I got
Okay.
all the guns,
All the guns.
all the ramp, the everything, the plate. I slapped that plate on there. But yeah, so the Toy Hack stickers are pretty dead on too, and man,
Yeah.
it's like, again, like to get a original unopened, unstickered,
so
you
I
know, it's
think
$300-400, you know.
The tank leg is actually backwards.
Some have
But it
it.
looks
Some have
better
it
that way.
That's I like
Yeah.
it better that way. Some have them flipped the other way, but yeah, it's tomato. Go
Well,
fuck
if
yourself.
it was
Potato,
flipped around, it would
tomato,
stand
potato.
better. So
That's true too, and that's probably why he's leaning because I have them the other way. But
yeah, you just turn that foot around and you're good.
But yeah, it's just look at them stickers, brand new, shiny.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
cool.
man, that's so.
Does
great.
the rub sign work?
If you hold it there long enough, let's wait till the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's everything I got. All right. Here's these little guys.
Oh.
Well, we asked you to ask us questions. What's
Yes.
on your mind? What are you, the listener, thinking? Corey had this bright idea 75 episodes ago. He said, what do you guys say to doing every 25 episodes? That's basically the end of every year. It's just kind of the end of our third year. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
This milestone episode here, so
This was my idea.
mhm.
Man, I say dumb stuff sometimes.
You're like, hey, let's do a listener question thing every 25 episodes.
Huh.
I'm like, okay, here we are, episode 75. Can you believe it?
Weird.
75, 3 years. That's nuts.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to these questions. This first one is just, it's tough right off the top. Ken Tomlin.
Hey,
We love
Ken.
Ken.
We love Ken. Ken's
Yeah.
cool.
Ken says,
Big Joe fan.
what's each of your top 3 Grail items from your respective toy lines that you collect that you must own before you take a permanent dirt nap?
Oh.
Not that you care, but his are Night Striker,
That's a good one.
parentheses, NF Whale.
Yeah, that's that big green whale hovercraft that I have.
Oh, yeah.
There's a black one from the
Oh.
Night Force, the Toys R Us exclusive.
That's
That's
hot.
That'd be
if you
cool.
buy a complete one, that's $1,000.
Mm.
Easy.
Joe Con exclusive set. Mission. Oh, that's what that was probably. Oh, Mission to Brazil 2.
Mm-hmm.
that a porno?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then Joe Con exclusive October Guard helicopter.
And I've never even heard of that, so I'll have to look it up.
Ken, you're educating. We love it. All right, who knows their answers? Your 3 Grails
Booty does.
that you must own before it's said and done.
I am fixing your toy. by the
Oh,
way.
thanks.
Hey, that screwdriver came in handy.
Yeah,
Oh,
it did
Jesus.
actually. So the little peg was out, and so like the
Oh,
panel.
Corey
wasn't
must have
down
done that.
flat.
Got a flat tire. Fix it with
Yeah.
a screwdriver.
Nice. It's still kind of out a little. So
Great question, Ken.
Diaclone Optimus Prime
The original OG.
and Ultra Magnus.
Mm.
The Energon Dark Unicron.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
That one's not too hard to,
it's harder to find than you think.
especially
It's
with
complete.
all the stuff. Yeah, he's pretty. Didn't we also see him at Peddler's Post?
Maybe.
Do I remember? Anyway, shout out Peddler's Post. That's good. Those are good ones and attainable. Are you working towards them and all? You'll get there
I mean, I search for
every
the
once in a while.
Unicron. But
Yeah. Who's next? Who wants to go? You got your grails?
I
Yeah.
mean,
and the other ones are
you
just
know,
it's price. They're like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Elgin.
I had a few because once I started thinking about it, I kept writing down stuff. The first thing came to mind was Eternia playset, but I don't want to say that one because I'm getting the new one,
Which is
going to be better and not as brittle and broken.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if you
that
came
one's
across one at a garage sale for
It's
$50,
complete, sure.
yeah.
But that's why I was like, no, I'm getting the new one.
But you're
so,
not compelled to get
No.
it like a grail.
So then I was like, well, what? They're all going to be vintage Mochi
Yep.
stuff. There's 3. They're kind of like accessory packs, I guess. They're all battery powered, and you would attach them to a figure. One of them is called the Cliff Climber, and they were
Oh, yeah.
and you could attach it to a figure. with like a single AA battery, and it would move, have like electronic movement on it, and it had a rope, so it'd like climb on the rope and move along that. All of these three are European only. They never made them in the States. I think they made them in Italy. Is the only place. The other one is the Tower Tools. It also had a working drill.
Nice.
Drill in quotes. Also battery operated, and the other one was a Scuba Attack.
Moving, not working.
Yeah, just moving drill. Just plastic. And then the other one was a Scuba Attack, which you could attach to Skeletor, and he could have his like a little propeller and move him in the water. It was for bath time fun with the battery.
So, if any of our European listeners,
They're very expensive because most of them I've seen are still in original boxes.
Right.
I've hardly seen any that are loose. And yeah, they're just.
And you've probably never seen one in person.
I've never
right?
seen one in person.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff on here that I've seen in person, like the pre-Eternia dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We've seen a few of those.
We saw one of those at a toy store in Chicago,
We've seen several of them in different toy stores.
Okay.
Oh, I had another one that was a reasonably priced Titans Return Metroplex. Reasonably priced. Being the key thing there.
Yeah. There was some other ones too. There was near the end of the line, they made these giant Titan figures of Titus and Megator, which were all like European.
I just
only
watched
stuff.
a video and saw Megator in it. And
Yeah,
that
he
thing's
looks creepy,
cool.
super creepy, and they're like 12-inch figures with like doll hair and looks all super creepy. And everything. But those two, they were supposed to be like Titan figures within the pre-Eternia line. So yeah, those really be. Those are great. Like they're so expensive. It's like, what are you showing? Oh yeah, the creepy Megator. It reminds me of that Karen Black.
The
film,
Trilogy of Terror.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
With that doll comes alive and tries to kill her. I don't know if
Very
I'd even
cool.
want that one because I don't want, like staring at me in the dark.
Cool. How about you, Corey? Grails.
Number one would be the Defiant Space Shuttle
Fuck
Complex.
I hope you get it.
Reasonably priced. I'm just going to say that now for all of them.
Obviously.
Number two would be a Terradrome.
Let's back up. How much is
the Defiant?
Defiant?
Ugh.
Complete.
So number two would be Terradrome.
Too much.
It would be complete.
Is that important?
I mean, it would be awesome.
Okay.
Complete and unbroken is a couple of grand easy, like more than a flag.
Oh man, that's so cool.
But there are still deals out there. But this is. Maybe I'll run across one at a garage sale someday. But yeah,
Nope.
Number two would be the Terradrome. Big Cobra base. It's awesome. I would love to have one. I actually got offered a project one by
Snaps McGee.
Yep, Snaps McGee.
Jeremy Sample.
Jeremy's friend.
Paul.
I feel really bad that I can't think of it now. It's just completely blitzed out of my brain. And number three is the Tiger Force, the Tiger Force Rattler, which that one's actually maybe kind of attainable.
Definitely
It's
on
still
your list.
$250, $300 for like a nice one, but yeah, it's there on the list.
Awesome. Mine are the first one. It's because it's probably the most beautiful Transformer ever created. The Fire Guts God Jinrai. It's basically your Power Master Optimus Prime with the God Bomber, but this thing is fucking hot orange and red. It's got vac metal. It's just the orange and red. It's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's a toy.
It's very red.
And I feel like I saw it come up at TF Source or something. I could have got it for maybe $300, and I'm like, I toiled on that for a while because that's a lot, Sure. And I looked it up before the show, and it's like it's $1,000 easy. You just can't touch it for.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Spoonie, look it up.
Quick.
Fire Guts, Gudgeon right. And then my number 2 is the BotCon exclusive. The Transformers Collectors Club did this. They took the Stunticons, your Motormasters and your 4 cars that turn into Minosaur, but they made them out. It was at the time of the animated show and toys.
There's a world's smallest Transformer version of it.
Oh my goodness!
It's still $230.
Stupid. And they took, but they made the Stunticons out of all the Transformers animated molds. And I've always loved the animated line. They're so stylistic and cartoony and weird shaped and
yeah, they're very cool.
very cool. But then they're all done in the colors and styles of. Oh, look at them in robot and full.
Well, so the world's smallest is the
that's
only
the
one
world's
I found a
smallest.
picture of, but it's
No.
pretty much the same thing.
The people are like, oh, but they don't combine into Minosaur, and it's like, fuck off. These are so cool, and they look so good as robots. Man.
And Jason means it because he almost never says fuck on the show.
I know.
Yeah, it's getting serious.
It's just people and their whininess. But yeah, that damn set's $300, $400, $500. I can't.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then lastly, just for all the reasons, but also I'm almost done with collecting 1986.
Yep.
I've done 84, 85, and I'm almost done with 86. And I peeked ahead at 87 just to see what I'm going to be up against. And I know that I'm done trying to collect the lines at 1986 because this bad boy is in 1987, and I don't know. Maybe I'll someday. But it's the biggest boy of all, Fortress Maximus.
Yeah.
And he's big and beautiful. And I don't think it's not unattainable. But a complete one's $1,000.
Sure.
I wish, there's an encore version of it that I'll look into, which is just a reissue, but it's the same thing. And I think that counts, and it will in my head. But you can get those for $600-$700. So I'm going to look into those when it comes that time, once I finish 86. But there's a Brave Maximus that's a cool version.
So just the base, without the head and the extra guns and all that stuff is still just the shell is $350 minimum.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the head that's the size of this is $300.
Jeez.
You can't, which is a Headmaster, but yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Jeez.
But that
Size of this was the G1 cup that he just held up for anyone not watching.
that's true. Thank you. That Brave Max is when they reissued it during the RID 2001 and gave him kind of a different color scheme, and he's affordable. But that Grand Maximus, he was Japan only, and it's $2,000 to $6,000. You can't even. It's just unbelievable.
Jesus.
It's the same thing, just different color schemes, different things. But yeah, Fortress Maximus, I want to get them.
There was one at Transformer Con or TF Con. It was $2,000 in
Yeah.
box. Which is actually reasonable in box.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I got the Titans Return one, and so that 200 is a lot easier than 2,000.
Yeah, sure.
And he's big and beautiful too. I mean, he's awesome. But yeah, he's definitely a Grail someday if I want to try to even tackle 1987. All right.
Jimmy Lee Dalton.
Good luck with these.
Hey, I can answer this first one for everyone.
First one's not bad.
Has anyone ever traveled overseas to seek out the ultimate toy adventure and out of state, or Canada, Mexico counts also? I'm paraphrasing here. No.
I've toured Canada a few times in bands, but that was kind of before. Well, I mean, wasn't cool to do toys in public. So
I lived overseas, and I took a couple of GI Joes with me, but I didn't buy any over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I lived overseas as well. I don't think I bought.
They
any.
didn't have plastic. Where
They
you
didn't have. Yeah, they didn't have toys in Africa. And the
They
jungles
did.
of-
They
oh,
just
okay.
weren't.
They were like
They're made
rocks.
from
They were made
straw.
of sticks and
Yeah.
tied together
Yeah,
with like guts of a yak.
of a goat, and ram.
But hey, no, sadly, and I want to. Europe's got so many great toys.
Yeah.
We should definitely.
I
tour.
have a couple of.
I've been to Europe as well, but I didn't.
Yeah. I have a
Wasn't searching
couple
for
of like
toys, yeah.
European exclusive toys, but
Yeah.
I've never. Yeah. His second question: what's the farthest you would travel to get your hands on a most wanted collectible? How far would the plastic guide you? Let's say technology has been temporarily cut off, so you just couldn't just click and shop. Hell, you don't even have GPS. You just have to sniff out the treasure and let your inner plastic soul guide you to Toyvana.
How far would you go?
How far would you go? I don't know.
What's the farthest we went on
I
tour?
mean,
Well,
we've
I've-
done the Ohio and
And southern Missouri, which is about as far away as
Oklahoma.
Ohio, and Oklahoma, and
okay.
Kansas. Did we stop at a toy store in Kansas somewhere in Wichita? Maybe I don't.
I mean, it'd be cool to like
I
fly to Japan and like
Oh,
Yeah.
look through. Japanese
I
ones
kind
and
of went
stuff like
to like the Pacific Northwest and like I was looking, but
Yeah.
I didn't really buy anything. I didn't have room.
Yeah,
I
Elgin.
bought a toy in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
I bought that dumb, horrible third-party knockoff Dollar Tree sort of thing at a. Yeah, you've all seen it.
Bought some
Yeah.
Transformers in Georgia.
Nice. Elgin and I was talking before the show that reminded me that I toured to New York several times and been to the Times Square Toys R Us. Just like such a great memory, but definitely been there. And there's like
I love the
toy
Square Toys R
food,
Us.
toy. There's this like a Japanese toy store. God damn it, I can't remember the name of it. But we'd always try and go to it because a lot of times we toured there was with the Slats,
Yeah,
and Brian Cox loves toys too, and so like it was easy to talk him into.
like one of my like practically the only
Toy
regret
Tokyo?
I have from
That's what it's
practically the only regret I have from being in New York City on tour is like, well, of all the tours all ever, like the only regret I have is not riding the carousel or the wheel Ferris wheel. There we go at Toys R Us in Times Square.
Yeah,
That would have been awesome. We should have done that. Why didn't we do that?
I got my picture taken with the Optimus Prime statue, which was like 2 stories tall.
Yeah.
I feel in my head that's what it was.
Yeah, it was
I
massive.
gotta find that. I've been trying to find that picture,
Sure.
but anyway.
His
good luck
last question is, why has no one ever been abducted by aliens and brought back a cool toy from their space captives? Or have they? Maybe Earth is the only place in the entire universe toys exist. And the answer to that question, of course, is 42.
Thank you, Jimmy Lee Dalton.
Patrick Stralco. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Right.
This is
the
a dude that I
L
know.
business?
He lives in Michigan. He's a big Joe fan. He is the admin of the GI Joes group, where I'm the group expert, whatever. He's a cool dude. We sent a lot of messages back and forth.
He's new in our group too.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
He's
it's
pretty,
great.
and he's involved, and it's cool. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
What toy did you never have as a kid, still don't have, and want? Mine would be a G1 Jetfire. When I was a teenager, my mom's daycare got a used one at a garage sale I would mess around with sometimes, but it was missing all the accessories. I'd love the Joe crossover one too. I have the Joe crossover one, and it's badass.
It is.
It is.
So-
I still haven't stickered it up, but it's amazing. So yeah. Who wants to go first on that one? What toy did you never have and still don't that you want?
The Ninja Turtles Technodrome.
Ooh.
See, I thought that's a good
I
one.
thought he was going to go
Because-
Scareglow.
I would thought you were going to go Scareglow too.
Scareglow would be good, but
But what a place
But
that
yeah.
I never really, when I started collecting turtles after He-Man, there were so many that I wanted and that I never ended up getting. I only really ever got them for like birthday presents or Christmas, so I didn't really have any money to like buy any stuff. And I always, especially in the cartoon, you always see it like everywhere, and it always looked awesome. And I just was
All
like,
those Turtles play sets were
Yeah.
awesome.
but that like
But yeah, that was
would have been so awesome to have, and I still
and
don't have
you
one.
could have used it as with your
Yeah.
Motu stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, that would be a very cool. I would love if the classic line that they're doing now,
Oh,
if they put
man.
out something like that,
Oh my gosh.
that'd be awesome. I would buy that one instead
Yeah.
of a vintage one, honestly, like because they've done so close to vintage,
The turtle stuff has been awesome.
especially the classic. Well, I think that's what they're calling it. Line from Playmates is it's so close to what. And I have some of the vintage stuff too, but it's like I almost just want it because it's complete.
Yeah.
And it's $10.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they did something like that, I would love that.
Oh man.
I sold some of my vintage figures because I got the Hasbro 2-pack O-rings, and I was like, these are so much better than the originals. I'm just gonna sell my originals. Like I sold my Storm Shadow, I sold my Cobra Commander, I still have my Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, but I sold my 83 Cobra Commander. I sold like my one Cobra Trooper. Yeah, and it's like because the new stuff is that good. Like I would do the same thing with the turtles. Just buy the new stuff because it's so
and
good.
they did the turtle van, so it's amazing.
Could have happened.
So maybe they
What
will.
was the question again? Like, how was that?
Toy that you don't have
And
that
never
you
had as a kid,
never
but that
had.
you want.
that you want. I can go if you do.
Go.
It's easy for me. I'm obsessed with it right now. As like I mentioned before, I'm trying to finish off 1986, and the biggest baddest boy on there is one I've coveted since 1986, and is the biggest boy, and I love him, and I love dinosaurs. And there's a new Godzilla movie out in the theater, which maybe I'll go to the late show tonight even, and like.
Nice.
I've been upset. I got so many alerts on my phone. Just like there's a platinum edition, which is a reissue version. There's so many parts to them. It's Triptychon. It's the G1
Nice.
Triptychon, and because I've built it up so much, like now I'm like I gotta
Yeah,
find
you're
them
gonna be
complete.
so disappointed.
Well, no, maybe, but like I want to find him complete because he's got a million fucking pieces.
Yeah.
and
He's.
he doesn't,
I did get it, and
I know.
I've actually spent some time playing with it. It's actually a lot cooler than it looks like it's going to be.
Oh yeah, totally. And I mean, it walks. It's cool like that. In base mode, that same mechanism turns the shooters and all that. So it's cool, but it's also a big, giant, gray, black, badass dinosaur that fucking kicks ass. You just want to stomp.
You did
everything.
get the shattered glass Grimlock though.
I did. So that's tiding me over. But they did the new Grimlock, but in Triptychon colors. But yeah. So I never had them. I can't remember. I think maybe Jason Malnick's had them because he had all the cool toys in my grade and never let me play with them.
Yeah.
Never had them. Never. So even when you got them the other day, I'm like, I don't want to touch them. I want mine to be my first. So anyway, yeah, G1 Triptychon is. Oh, I want them so bad.
And you'll probably save money just getting one that is complete.
Oh, 100%. Like that's the thing.
Most
I think
of the time, that's
we've
the
learned
best way
in
to
these
do it,
last
yeah.
3 years is like if you're gonna do it, just go in on the complete. You'll never part it out
Yeah.
and come in under. So you might as well do it. And we're talking $300
I did
to
with
$200.
like I did with my whale, but I got super lucky finding some cheap parts because like I put that thing together for less than $100 and they're $400 complete usually.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got a real. I think I paid like $60 for mine,
yeah.
and it's not complete, but it's complete enough
Yeah.
that
You're fine with it.
the way it's gonna ever get displayed, like everything's there.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty good.
Well, what's yours?
I mean, probably Fort Max.
Yeah.
That's
You ever
definitely-
touched one?
No. I've seen them.
Yeah. From far
Also,
away.
like I'm a big fan of the MicroMasters.
Oh yeah,
bases
countdown.
and so I do have part of a countdown, but like not anywhere complete. So that I mean, as far as MicroMasters, that's definitely at the top of the list for those. But the Fort Max, so Metroplex, Fort Max, and even Triptychon fit together with the MicroMaster bases.
Yeah.
So
cool.
And even that guy, the Bruticus,
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of the combiners
are
go
meant
together.
to combine together.
Scramble
with them.
City.
Yeah.
Did I actually answer this one?
No,
Oh, okay. Or did I think I just spouted off about Jetfire for a little bit.
you did.
And the
Okay.
whale.
What do you want?
I mean, the whale would have been my answer if I hadn't gotten one this year, but no. Same as my Grail question. It would be the Defiant.
Man, that thing's so cool.
I even bought like a bunch of I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I even bought like a bunch of the Lanyard, the core figures, those space ones.
Just getting it ready.
Star Force ones, yeah, just to have. So
it's time to
go to
space.
Astronauts
They're just hanging out in the box.
They
my
got to train.
astronaut fleet,
They got to train and get ready.
So yeah, it would be a Defiant. Like that's like, should I sell 5 of my Sky Strikers and buy a Defiant?
Maybe.
I mean, there's one in box mint on eBay for $37,000.
Yep, that's probably a graded one.
Fuck off.
Wow.
Next question.
Did you answer that? Oh yeah, you did. Turtles. Yeah.
Stinking
Next
turtles.
question is from Brooklyn Janelle Hayes. She says, out of all your toy collections, which toy has the most interesting story of where/how you found it?
Not first.
Oh man, Elgin's got one. I know Elgin's got a
the
story.
Well,
best
apparently I have 3 and all with Castle Grayskulls.
Let's check that. Aw.
Ew.
Yeah.
And they involve
Each-
your penis.
School story is a good one.
Yeah. Probably the one with when Corey was with me when it happened was at the toy pit. We were at that toy store and don't groan so
Everybody
much.
made a face.
YouTube, Doc.
And it was near the end of the tour, and I didn't really have a lot of money left over since we had already gone to a bunch of cool toy stores.
$50 though.
Yeah, but I had $50, and Corey and I were just kind of walking around, and I looked up and saw the 2000X Castle Grayskull that they had up there, way on the top shelf. So I'm like, hey, can you get that down so I can actually look at it and see if it's complete, if it's what's what. So we got it down, and they had a price tag of $75 on it. And I'm like looking through it, and it had the sword, power sword, and it had a bunch of the other accessories. It was only really missing some of the weapons and then some of the turrets on top. But otherwise, it was probably 80% complete or so. But 75, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna ask him 50, and so he's like, yeah, do it. So we go up there, and I'm like, yeah, would you take 50 for this? And they're like, well, let me go in the back. So they took in the back, and I'm just standing there. And they come back like, oh, what'd you do? And some less price. It was like 60 or something, 65. And I'm like, I got 50. And then I just stared at him using Josh's tactic of just staring.
Good.
And then he's like, they're waffling. And then finally, he's like, yeah.
But
So
that's
I was
all
like,
you said.
Yeah,
You
I
gave
didn't
him
say
nothing.
anything else. It was just like, I don't have anything else to say.
How about 60 to cover the tax? Oh,
Yeah.
I got 50.
I got 50.
a
I only has
$50
50.
bill. I got
That's all I had. That's all I had too. I didn't say that, but I was just like, I got 50. And then they finally caved, and I'm like, boom, and then ran out the store giggling. But I was like, yeah, it was to get it for 50. Yeah, and it's the first generation of it. They've made 3 different ones of that 2000X one. And this was like the actual G one, if you want to think of it that way.
This whole thing, like this this was like a high noon showdown, like
Yeah.
guns drawn in the street. So this whole transaction took place over about 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah, a tumbleweed
They
went by.
kept going back because he had to
he
keep
kept going
back
to talk to the
back
dude,
store.
and was like, yeah.
And it was just like, and like if he wouldn't have sold to me, it's fine
Like it's
because I didn't really want it.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
I
it had
knew I had to
probably
finish
been
it.
sitting up on that top
It
shelf
was pretty
gathering
dusty.
dust for a while.
It was dusty, but it had enough of the key features. It had the complete jail that was in there. It had some random stuff on it, like the handcuffs, and it had the power sword. It had a bunch of other stuff. So it was like, and it would look good, displayed in the back of it. Even if it was just a display model or something like that, it would be great. And if he didn't sell it to me, that's fine.
Right, that's one of Elgin's keys to success is you got to be able to walk away.
Yeah. And if he did sell it to me, great. I got it for the price I wanted,
Yeah.
which was $50.
50.
Yeah, I got 50. But yeah.
I'm struggling with this one, like because maybe it's because I'm almost 50 and I can't remember things. But
Part of my problem.
Weirdest?
I think probably like the most interesting one is this dumb thing that I made that I keep showing off. This dumb Siamese twins, like conjoined crimson twins, Tomax and
Don't you
Zane.
have like a little G.I. Joe like belt clip thing to hold like a G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
You should just keep that in.
I should,
all
yeah.
The time. Just
Or
whip
like
that out.
I could wear it like a brooch
'Cause
too.
you wore that thing on tour. Your little
Yeah.
belt pack.
I
That
did,
was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
how
I don't
cool
know,
he
like,
is.
I mean, there was like the whole like, see a frostbite, buy a frostbite thing. Like when we were in Ohio, I just kind of went crazy and bought every frostbite I saw. But I don't know how interesting that is.
Compelled
Like,
to do it. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose like it's just the traveling that we got to do to actually go do this is probably the most interesting thing. But I don't know if we have a lot of time to tell a
The
whole
one
lot
that,
of-
the one that stands out to me, I know I've told it before, but it's one of my favorite stories. Is like that thing we all hope happens when you go to a flea market
yeah.
or garage sale, where you hope that the person doesn't know what they have. And the benefit, I guess, to Transformers is, I don't know if you know this, guys, but they're more than meets the eye. There are a
Yeah,
lot of times they're vehicles,
I've heard that.
or they look like just some toy. It's not a robot.
A robot in disguise. one would
Yes,
say.
exactly. And
So you find one like a G1 thing that says toy truck on it.
I know. But yeah, I just, our old hometown watch here has a very famous flea market, and I go all the time, and I love being able to just look at that tray full of Hot Wheels and know if they're all Hot Wheels or not.
Yeah.
And like you just get trained to that, and you dig through those buckets, and just the thing happened where this G1 Spinister G1 toy was in its helicopter mode in this bucket, and like you're just like, first of all, like, it's not that it's a rare toy, but it's just like not a common
Yeah.
toy of all the Transformer original toys. It's just not normal. And so I never in a million years would have thought that toy would be in a bucket around a racetrack outside in the field. And sure enough, I swear it says 25 cents on the bucket. Everything in this bucket's a quarter, and I'm just,
I'll take the whole bucket.
I know, I should have probably.
Here's
but,
$10 for the bucket. I'm gonna keep this, and here's all the Hot Wheels for Corey.
Man, I just couldn't get that quarter out fast. And, party is like, you take 15 cents. That's what Elgin would have
Heck
done.
yeah.
5 cents.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
I
guys
need
a
a
nickel.
dime back.
But yeah,
You have
man,
change for this quarter.
it's just that thing you hope happened to me that day, and it was just like, yeah, I know I looked around like, does anyone else see this? Is in this
Am I
bucket?
being pranked right now?
I know. Oh man, it was just the walk back to the car. You're like, I did it.
I mean, that's something similar happened to me, I guess, but it was at A to Z Toys where I found that box, like sealed box helicopter, the Locust from 2000, and it was like $40, and that's
Stupid.
stupid cheap. Yeah, it's $200, and I guess there was the. Why am I doing this with my hands again? The headquarters that I bought recently when I was up in Minnesota with Russell and Eddie.
Headquarters.
But yeah, it's,
I think Spooty had a story.
Well, a couple from TFCon, in which
Yeah.
big vendor floor, but like it's not from there. It's from the parts parties after.
oh yeah, the
so
orgies,
fun.
the toy orgies in the
so
hotel
one of them,
rooms.
like you go in and like
That was
basically this
fun.
guy has a store in his hotel room.
Signs.
There's a couple of those. That
Yeah,
they,
they had
just
like
do
a
that.
table set up
'Cause
with
it's-
like register,
And
or like
They had like shelving
Point
in
of
the
sale,
back,
yeah.
with, like full of boxes and a counter.
Wall
yeah,
with
with like a
hole
point
up.
of sale and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so on the bed, he had like a tote full of broken Transformers. And so digging through it while we are looking at other things and waiting on some other people. And there was a Prowl, G1 Prowl, which I didn't have, that had the canopy broken off, which always fucking happens.
Police car. Yep.
Otherwise in like really good shape. And like, so I'm holding it, I'm thinking about it, and he's, like, how much? And he's like, $5. He's like, the top's in there too somewhere. I'm like, okay. So I dig through, and then I'm looking at it later. It's actually a pre-transformer, like, Diaclone. So when they switched from Diaclone to Transformers in the factory, before they got the license, they actually started making them in, like, the Transformer colors.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch that were like made in box that didn't have a date stamp.
Nice.
And those are rare. And it's like $100 and some Transformer that I got for even broken.
Is this was this a U.S. release or is it a foreign release?
Foreign release
that you just happened to make its way over here.
Well, so they eventually they were shipped to the U.S.
Okay.
But it's that switch over from the factory from the Diaclone.
Probably not a lot of those made it to the U.S.
No,
I'm guessing.
not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a month or something when they like switched over in the factories to like they actually got the licensing. And
so there weren't a lot of them in the first place, and then even fewer that actually made it.
And then ones that still exist.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's one where like it breaks really easy.
Yeah.
But you fixed it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and like you can't even tell that like it's broken. But even broken, it's still over $100.
That's awesome.
It's super
just
rare.
It's super rare.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then the other one was...
I remember we went back to the hotel room and you looked it up. You're like, what?
Because, I mean, I was looking at it when we were walking around. I was like...
What's wrong
Like, I was like, is this a reissue?
Something wrong.
I'm
with
like,
this.
there's no
Feels
fucking date
weird.
stamp on this.
But it's so cool.
Yeah, because like it looked like a reissue in that it was like super clean. But yeah, it was the predate.
Nice.
The other one was, so we went to a room that it was like this little kid.
Oh.
Seemed like a kid that he bought a bunch of shit, and he had too much stuff to be able to take with him on the plane. So he had some stuff that he was selling, but they like had all this stuff that he bought like displayed like it's all not for sale. But then stuff over here is like selling this, and so he had the Nemesis Prime spoiler pack. And it's like $30. And like another guy that was there was like, "What?" Yoink. So he basically like pulled it out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And like, here's your $30. Or I can't remember if it's 30, 50.
Either
that
way.
one's pretty rare too. Yeah. So that was my two like interesting stories for getting stuff. But.
Corey, there's one more question.
Uh-huh.
And
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Is Corey available for adult birthday parties? I was thinking about having a piñata this year. That's from Brian Clark. Yes, Brian, I am available.
Even comes with a stick.
I do. I come with something. I mean, I'll beat anything you want with it.
Oh. Okay, then let's take
Does anybody else want to answer that question?
No, I just wanted to take a quick break. Get out of this segment. Get out of this. And we're going to have this nice lady tell you all about our podcast network. That's the PFPN, the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home of over 30 podcasts for your listening pleasure. Here it is.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we are back, and now Elgin's going to take us way back to that thing we remember. Store tour.
All right, today's store we're going to is called Total Nostalgia. It's at 3630 Gordon Terry Parkway, Suite 7, in Trinity, Alabama.
Trinity, you say?
Yeah, early plantation owners included Fennel family as well as the Lyles and Miners. Several generations of the Fennels lived in the area, and because of their influence, the town was initially called Fennel's Turnout, until it was officially named Trinity in the 1840s. The name was symbolic of the composition of the town. A general store, post office, and depot. 3 structures unified into one community, a Trinity.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, at the store, they have a bunch of Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, Funko Pop, comics, board games, and game systems, and much, much more. That's at Total Nostalgia, 3630 Gordon Terry Parkway, Suite 7, Trinity, Alabama.
Alabama.
Very nice. We're probably not going to go there.
That's really far.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's a ways away.
So no talking toys again today.
That's all right.
You know, that's what the whole show was.
We
just
did a lot of that already.
hearing from you guys, and it was great. We really appreciate it. Before we go, Corey's going to tell you about this contest we're doing, though. That's right, because he remembers.
I do remember. It's our push to get to 1,000 members,
That's
and once
right.
we get there, we got a giant pile of toys that we are going to divvy up when we get. No, we posted a video recently and comment on that video. Mm-hmm. We're gonna pick a commenter, and we're gonna pick a new. We're gonna pick a subscriber at random, right? And
Yep,
we're gonna
2 of each.
2 of each, and we're going to send out 4 piles of toys to these 4 winners.
So what do they need to do again to get into that contest?
They need to comment. They need to comment on that video. They need to subscribe, right? They need to be actually subscribed.
That's it.
And that's it.
And then just wait for free toys
Yeah.
over on YouTube. All right. Well, before we go, if you like the show and you want to help us out and support the show, tell a friend. It's easy. It's free. Yeah. You have them, and they want to know about all this toy talk. Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do is head over to patreon.com/Cracktastic Plastic and help support us on there. There's some cool tiers and some really cool perks. One of those perks is getting your name read out loud into this microphone.
Hey, all right.
We got patrons: Tony Miller,
Who?
Chris Turnip Simmons, Peter Glinsman, Alex LaForest, Bill Fisher, and Michelle Pizzullo. I know, those are some cool cats. Baby-O. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Baby-O?
Or Daddy-O. That's what it is.
Baby-O. Whatever.
Okay.
Mommy-O.
That's it. Oh, man.
Lion-O.
That's it. That's what I meant to say. Well, thanks, everyone, for listening and tuning in. We appreciate it. Yeah. Hit that subscribe button. See you out there, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. Baby-O.
Over and out.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.
Oh, hello. Still listening? Well, if you want a little bit more, maybe a little bit extra, here's a tip. There's a little bit of that bonus material you keep hearing about. Check out patreon.com/Cracktastic Plastic.